is like the readings I used to do in church. Well, my parents made me a believer, so I had to pull the microphone down. Okay, it's my first time, so I'm slightly nervous. I just want to say it's a book, thank you. It's a book about 23 girls who were abducted by two slightly deranged women, and they're being brought up inside a walled rose garden to go out and take revenge against the world's demon males. So that's anyone with facial hair. And it's basically about knowledge and power and how those two are interlinked, and how power comes through the knowledge that you give someone, and who chooses to believe that knowledge, and the people who choose to question that knowledge. So curiosity is a big part amongst the people who don't want to question and the people who do. And somebody who unfortunately doesn't want to question is Calamity Leek, the girl who tells a story. So she really believes, and she probably shouldn't quite believe in everything she's being told. So I'm just going to read a fraction about Calamity. She's confronting her sister, Annie, who has some knowledge of the outside world, the world beyond the wall. And Annie's learnt this from her sister, who kind of fell down from the stars and saw things she probably shouldn't have done. So Calamity and Annie are in the tool shed, and Annie is gathering a few tools to maybe do something with the wall. Annie was pinging the prongs on a pitchfork. I looked at the back of her board leaned against the petal bin, and I sniffed. Them drying roses sure were making my eyes water bad. You know, I can't help it if Auntie likes me most, Annie. I really can't. Her speckled face knit up in a frown. For 2 seconds, she said nothing. Then she looked up and said, "Do you think Auntie liked Truly?" "Why are you asking? Truly was a tragic loss to Auntie. You know that, Annie." "But did Auntie like her? Do you think she feels a hole in her belly or an ulcer around her heart now she's gone? Do you think she cried for her?" "What do you mean, Annie? You know Auntie's eye can't cry." "But does she actually miss her in her heart?" "I don't know that, Annie, do I?" A pipistrelle dropped off the rafters and cartwheeled over our heads. Annie put the pitchfork in her sack and knotted it. "But what do you think, Clam?" I sighed. "I think you shouldn't talk like this, Annie. You really shouldn't. Truly was valuable. Auntie did say that. Valuable as a new top lip, and you can't get more valuable than that." Annie snorted. "I don't see what's funny about that. I really don't. Truly's dying was a tragic waste of her purpose. You know that." Annie looked at me sharp-eyed. "Was it?" "Of course. Like it says in the appendix, on the first page of the P's. Everything has a purpose, and my nieces have a very special one." "Everything has a purpose, Annie, and we do too. You know that. Even our second wind sisters know that." But she just shoved a pickaxe in her sack.